Sorry, I got all my coat and stuff on. I was actually headed out the door, but I had a client shoot me a text, and they asked me a very good question, and I realized I don't think I've ever done a video on this, and so hopefully, if it goes viral, right? I know everyone has their own, I would say, opinion on what number. Just so you guys know, there's no perfect number. I've seen so many different types of credit reports. When I worked 6 years at Nissan, I probably saw on average maybe 20 to 30 credit applications a day through the department that I was working in. And I noticed, I looked at the reports, and it was always interesting to see that a lot of people had gotten so many. What's going on? What's going on? So the thing about it is that so many people have gotten high credit scores just by having, a certain amount of credit cards. And I'm going to break this down to you. There was one lady that she had an like a 830 credit score. Okay, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Oh man, I know. Listen, you see the coat I got on, so yeah. um, here's the issue is that so many people think that you have to have a certain amount of credit cards to get to a certain point. And this lady, she was like an 830 credit score, and I'm not exaggerating. She probably had in the last maybe 15 years, and there were a lot that were open. She probably had a lot of them, at least about 20 credit cards open. Now, it's not 20 credit cards did not get her to 830 by themselves. What it was that it was more so the fact that she had had them open for so long. Keep in mind, to get above 780, you got to average at least 8 to 10 years of payment history. So when you guys checking and when you guys are using like these credit monitoring services and things of that sort, look at your average credit age, okay? Most of you guys keep closing accounts, or you guys keep getting accounts that have short dates on them, and all that affects everything. So for example, if you guys keep getting auto loans and you keep swapping out of a car, even leases, if you keep getting leases, those only last like 3 years or so. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello, Leslie. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that if you just have just auto loans on your credit report, then your average age of credit is going to be very close to 3 years because you keep swapping out those leases. Now, this is where credit cards come in. Credit cards are so powerful. Okay, the reason I don't think credit cards get enough enough popularity. Here's the deal with the credit card. When does the history on a credit card expire? Until you close the account. So when does an account close with a credit card? Well, it depends. Some department store credit cards will close you out if you're not using it. I'm not saying force yourself to use it, but I would say a good amount of credit cards is going to be a certain amount of time where you have, let's I'll give an example. I would say a nice amount of credit cards to have is about 4 or 5. Okay. So if you guys don't now, if you got more than 5, that doesn't mean it's going to kill your score. But a good amount of credit cards, probably like I would say 3 to 5, maybe 4 to 5, credit cards, because credit cards come as your credit score grows. When a lot of people they're in the 5s or the 6s when they get their first credit card. Then that second card comes. And then about that third or fourth credit card should be a high limit card, okay? If your score is above 640 and you do not have a credit card that is, let's say, that has at least $4,000 limit, then you guys need to call us tomorrow. I'm leaving right now. So you guys need to call us tomorrow or shoot us an email now. There's no way that your credit score is 640, okay? And I would say at least 640, 650, somewhere around that range. And your limit is not at least $3,000, okay, on one of your credit cards. But that's a whole nother video, okay? My point is that as long as you have about 3 to 5 credit cards, you guys should be fine. 1 or 2 cards can get you a decent score. But at the same time, when I worked at the dealership, it's still difficult to get a car with that until you build a relationship with one particular, with certain types of banks. But 3 to 5 credit cards is perfect. That's enough because again, you're gradually growing your score. So you have that entry level credit card where it's like 300, or maybe it was a secured card. That second credit card comes, so where it's like a $300 to $500 limit. That third card should have at least about 1,000, maybe 3,000. That fourth card should probably, I'm above 640, but my student loans are holding me back. Listen, Braveheart, you need to email us right away. The student loans will affect your score, but we still can get you a high limit credit card. Okay. I had a client just yesterday. She had a credit card for about 4 years now, maybe 5. The limit was 500. Okay. And I was like, wait a minute. Now you've had this credit card for like 4 years. They haven't, and she was like, well, yeah, they won't give me a limit increase. Yeah, because keep in mind, credit card companies, not everyone's going to give you a credit limit increase because everyone's credit card is a different agreement. Okay. Credit card companies change all the time. But last night I got her a credit card for $7,000. Okay. 7,000. Okay. And again, now you're probably like, well, how much money does she make? Less than 28,000 a year. Okay, so if you can get this, it is available, but it's about knowing what types of banks are out there. Certain banks are looking for certain applicants. If I look at your credit report, I'm able to kind of give at least an idea. That's the problem. There's not enough people that understand how credit cards are working with banks. Okay, certain credit card companies are looking for certain applicants. Just because you bank at a bank does not mean they're going to give you a lot of money. Matter of fact, most of you have checking accounts at banks they're what I call 680 and above banks, where they won't give you anything unless your credit score is 680 and above. Isn't it amazing? You could be making $50,000 a year and they can see. Absolutely. Shoot me an email, guys. I'll try to get to the email, if not tonight, tomorrow, because I'm about to leave the office. It is info@the850club.com. Okay. Again, so you should have 3 to 5 credit cards, and that's usually what you need to get you through life. You don't have to have 20 credit cards. Do department store credit cards count? Absolutely. So you can have a secured card or whatever card. Just another thing too. Listen, you don't need a secured card if you've gotten an unsecured card offer in the mail. Now, everyone's situation is different. Some people started off credit wrong and then they had to rebuild, which is why they got a secured card. But I've met people that thought they had to get a secured credit card. You don't have to. The card doesn't build credit itself, it's how you use the card. New accounts can improve your score, but some people, they get the credit card and they max the bad boy out before it reports to the credit bureaus. Do not do that. I don't have to, again, there's so many videos that I can talk about, like the top credit myths, and oh, that is a good one. I got to do that one. I have 3 store credit cards and I no longer want. Should I just close them? It's okay to close credit cards. Listen, do not listen to these people. These people are not FICO certified. I'm telling you. It's okay to close credit cards, but what I tell my clients to do is replace that card. Okay? So you got to change the lingo. There's nothing wrong with closing a card, especially if you're not using it. But you can replace that card. You don't have to replace all 3 of them. But again, for those of you guys that are trying to get high credit scores, again, we need how many years? 8 to 10 years average. So that means we need to keep accounts open. Now, if you got, let's say, 6 credit cards, you close 3, but you keep those remaining 3 open for like 10 years, you'll be fine. You will be fine. Another thing too, it's not just about credit cards. Think about accounts you cannot control. If you get an auto loan and let's say you sign up for 6 years, right? And you decide to keep that car until it dies. Clearly, you only built 6 years of credit history with that auto loan. Let's say if you had a 4-year auto loan or if you paid it off early. Again, you guys are closing accounts early anyway. So it's not affecting the score itself. Closing accounts do not affect credit scores right off the back. Okay, it takes years to do it. Why? Because it's assuming that by that time that all that good history that you built falls off the credit report. That's if you do not replace or rebuild that history with another account. Okay, so hopefully this video was helpful. 3 to 5 credit cards to be just fine. Again, you're going to have those beginning cards where you just had that 3 to 500 limit credit card, or that maybe that secured card. That third card, it better be at least 750 to 1,000. That fourth card should at least be about 3 to 5,000. And if it's not, you guys need to call us, because that means, again, listen, I will do a free credit card evaluation just on credit cards, just in general. If you guys call us, I'll take a free look at your credit report and determine and see if we can get you another higher line of credit. If we can't, we can't. No big deal. So it's not the end of the world. Okay. But 3 to 5 credit cards, you guys should be more than just fine. Okay. But make sure that it's not, because that's the problem. I see so many people that's another issue. So many people they'll have 3 to 5 credit cards, but all of them are low limits. A low limit is anything under 1,000, probably under 1,500. Okay, you should have at least, especially if it's your third or fourth credit card, it should be over $1,000. You say, well, what about my income? Income plays a small role. It plays a small role, but again, we're not. It all depends on how you use them. Credit cards is it's a lot that goes with it. But I will take a free look at your credit report if you need me to, if you guys are interested in getting a higher line credit card. And again, you may think that you can get one, and it may not be the best time. Or you're like, Calvin, can I get one? I don't know. I don't need it. And that's nothing too. I'm not saying get the credit card, max it out, and do crazy stuff. But emergencies happen. And instead of you having to, I just got approved for Discover card last night. Yeah. And see, some people can't get approved with Discover. Some people can't get approved with Chase. Some people cannot get approved with Citibank. Some people can't get approved with Bank of America, Capital One. It's all about different types of people, and everyone's different. Thank you, sir. Can you help me? I have a low limit credit card that I want a higher line. Absolutely. Shoot me an email whenever you guys get some time. I'll be more than happy to try to help you guys. I will not charge you to see if we can get you a higher line limit credit card. That's it though. If you're just looking to get a higher limit credit card, you just want to know if you can get one or not. And I will point you in the right direction. Okay. So, but either way, hopefully that was helpful. 3 to 5 cards are just fine. But if more than 4 of those cards have limits that are under 1,000, you guys need to call us ASAP. Okay. That means we're doing something wrong. Getting approved is not your problem. Keep in mind, banks don't make money off of people that have good credit. Banks make money off of people that don't have the best credit. Keep in mind, because you have all these credit cards, all these entry-level credit cards. Just because you get a credit card offer in the mail don't mean you got to take it. Stop taking all these offers. There are millions of credit card companies. Just because they keep sending you stuff don't mean you got to take it. You do not have to take it. Just because someone says we're going to give you $1,500, that's a low-limit credit card for some people, okay? So I get some clients that's like, listen, I'm not taking anything less than 10 grand, okay? But again, you gradually get there, and we'll help you guys, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe. And if you know someone that's looking to, if they got this question, please share this video. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon.